In the heart of Umunze, a prosperous Igbo village, there lived a girl named Adora. She was the pride of her people, not only because she was the daughter of a respected chief, but also because she was breathtakingly beautiful. Her skin glowed like the morning sun, her eyes sparkled like the finest onyx, and her hair flowed in thick dark waves. Men from far and wide came to seek Adora's hand in marriage. Warriors, traders, farmers, even the wealthiest men from neighboring villages. All were drawn to her, yet she rejected them all. This one is too short. This one's voice is too rough. He is rich, but he's not handsome. He does not deserve me. Her parents, Chief Okafor and Nneka, grew worried. My daughter, her mother said one evening as they pounded yam together, do not let pride blind you. Beauty and riches fades, but a good husband lasts forever. Adora only laughed. Mama, I will marry a man who is perfect, just like me. I am too beautiful, so the right man will surely come. No man in this village is worthy of me, she would say, tossing her hair over her shoulder. I deserve a husband as perfect as I am. Her mother, Nneka, often warned her, Adora, beauty is fleeting. A woman is not only valued by her beauty, but by her kindness and wisdom. But Adora would laugh. Let the less fortunate marry ordinary men. I will wait for a special husband who matches my greatness. The men of Umunze soon grew tired of her arrogance, and one by one, they stopped coming. Adora remained unbothered. She was certain that a man greater than any other would come for her, and one day he did. One evening, as the sun was setting and the sky turned orange and purple, Adora went to the village square. She walked gracefully, knowing that people admired her beauty. But this time, something unusual happened. A stranger had arrived in Umunze. He was tall and handsome, with smooth dark skin and sharp features. His clothes were finer than anything the villagers had ever seen, made of rich fabrics that shimmered in the fading sunlight. But the most striking thing about him was his eyes. They were golden, glowing like the setting sun. The villagers gathered around, whispering among themselves. Who is he? One man asked. I have never seen him before, another replied. The stranger smiled, his teeth white and perfect. He walked with confidence as if he owned the very ground he stepped on. When he spoke, his voice was deep and smooth like a song. My name is Obinna, he said. I am a traveler from a far-away land. I have heard of the beauty of Umunze's maidens, but none are as lovely as Adora. Adora's heart skipped a beat. She had never met a man like this before. He was different from the villagers, mysterious, elegant, and powerful. He did not look at her with desperation like the other suitors. Instead, he looked at her as if she already knew she would be his. Obinna did not waste time. That very night, he went to Adora's father and spoke boldly. I wish to marry your daughter, he declared. She is the only one worthy to be my wife. The chief studied Obinna carefully. Where do you come from? He asked. Obinna smiled. From a land beyond the greater river, a place of riches and powerful. The villagers listened in awe. No one had ever heard of Obinna's land, but he spoke with such confidence that no one dared to question him. Some villagers murmured, who is this stranger? Where did he come from? Why does he have so much guts? Adora should be careful with her decision. Many people tried to warn Adora, but Adora did not care. She had finally found a man worthy of her. Adora's mother, Nneka, was not convinced. She pulled her daughter aside and whispered, My child, we know nothing about this man. Are you sure he is the right one for you? Adora smiled, brushing off her mother's concerns. Mama, I have waited for a man who is different from all the rest. Obinna is the man. Her mother sighed but said no more. That night, under the bright moon, Obinna took Adora's hand. His touch was warm, yet something about it sent shiver down her spine. Adora, he whispered, come with me. I will show you a world beyond your imagination. Adora's pride swelled. She had finally found a man worthy of her without hesitation. She agreed to be his wife. The wedding was quick and simple. Unlike the other suitors, who had brought gifts of yams, kola nuts, and palm wine, Obinna brought nothing. Yet, no one questioned him. His presence alone was enough to convince them that he was no ordinary man. After the ceremony, Obinna turned to Adora and said, it's time to go home. Adora's heart pounded with excitement. She had dreamed of this moment, leaving the village with a man greater than all the others. She was ready to see the world he had promised her. Her parents watched as she mounted a black horse beside Obinna. Her mother's eyes were filled with tears, but Adora only smiled. She was too proud to feel sadness. I will return one day, she said, waving goodbye. With that, Obinna snapped the reins, and the horse galloped into the night. At first, the journey was beautiful. The moon lit their paths, and the trees whispered in the cool breeze. Obinna rode ahead, his golden eyes glowing in the darkness. Adora's excitement grew as they crossed the great river. She had never traveled this far from home. Where is your village? She asked. Obinna smiled, but did not answer. As they went deeper into the forest, Adora began to notice strange things. The trees grew taller and twisted, their branches forming airy shapes. The air became colder, and the silence was heavy. There were no birds, no instincts, only the sound of their horses' hooves against the dry leaves. Something felt wrong. She glanced at Obinna. His face was calm, but his skin looked paler under the moonlight. Had it always been that way? Obinna, are we almost there? She asked again. He turned to her, his golden eyes flashing. Be patient, my love. We are close. His voice was still smooth, but for the first time, it sent chill down her spine. The path became rough, and Adora noticed something else. There were no signs of a village, no smoke from cooking fires, no distant voices, nothing, just endless trees and shadows. Fear crept into her heart. Obinna, where are you taking me? Obinna stopped the horse. Slowly, he turned to face her, his golden eyes now glowing brighter than before. His lips curved into a sad smile. Adora, he whispered, you will see soon enough. Let's walk. The wind howled, and in the distance, a deep voice echoed through the trees. It was not a human voice. Adora's breath caught in her throat. For the first time, she felt something she had never felt before: fear. Adora's heart pounded as Obinna led her deeper into the forest. She had expected to see a grand village and fine houses and people welcoming her as the wife of a great man. But there was nothing, only darkness and silence. Obinna, she called once more, her voice trembling. Where is your home? Obinna did not answer. He simply held her and pulled her forward. His grip was cold, too cold. It was as if she was holding a piece of ice. Panic surged through her chest. She tried to pull her hand away, but his grip tightened. Obinna, tell me, where are we going? Still, he said nothing. He just kept walking. Then, they reached a small clearing. The moonlight revealed a strange sight. A lonely hut standing in the middle of the forest. It looked abandoned, its roof covered of cobwebs, and the door slightly open, creaking as the wind blew. Adora frowned. This cannot be the home of a wealthy man. Her breathing became heavy as fear clawed at her chest. Obinna, is this where you live? Obinna turned to her. His face was expressionless, his glowing eyes locked onto hers. Yes, he said simply. Adora took a step back. No, this is not right. You lied to me. You must be joking. Obinna sighed. Adora, my love, you did not ask me who I truly am. You only saw my fine clothes and my handsome face. You did not ask where I came from. His voice was calm, but it sent a terrible chill down her spine. Adora shook her head, stepping further away. No, no, something is wrong. You are not human. Obinna gave her a sad smile. You are right. At that moment, the wind howled fiercely, and the ground beneath her feet trembled. Obinna's fine clothes faded into black mist, revealing a tattered robe. His once handsome face grew pale, his cheeks hollow, his golden eyes now two glowing orbs of fire. His feet were no longer touching the ground. Adora screamed. She turned to run, but the trees twisted around her, closing her path. The hut disappeared, and in its place, dark figures emerged from the shadows. They had hollow eyes and wisp of smoke rising from their heads. They whispered in voices that sounded like the rusting wind. She is one of us now. She belongs to the dead. Adora fell to her knees, shaking. Her beautiful face, once full of pride, was now drenched in sweat and fear. No, please, let me go, she cried. Obinna floated towards her, his voice gentle but firm. You were too proud, Adora. You rejected all the men of your village, believing no one was good enough for you. Now you are mine forever. At least I am good enough for you. I paid your bride price, which makes you my wife. Tears streamed down Adora's face. No, I don't want this. I want to go home. Please let me go. Obinna shook his head. There is no going back. Adora sobbed. Her once perfect world now shattered. She had spent her life thinking she was above everyone else, but now she was trapped in a nightmare, one she had walked into with her own pride. The spirits cycled around her, their whispers growing louder. The wind howled, the darkness closed in, and Adora let out one final scream, then silence. Adora's scream echoed through the dark forest, but no one came to her rescue. She was surrounded by the spirits, their hollow eyes staring at her, their whispers filling the air like the rusting of dry leaves. Her body trembled, her heart pounded in her chest. This is a dream. It must be a dream. She shut her eyes tightly, willing herself to wake up. Adora! Obinna's cold voice pulled her back to reality. She opened her eyes and saw him floating before her, his once handsome face now pale and lifeless. I have waited so long for a bride, he said, and now you are mine. Adora shook her head violently. No, I don't belong here. I want to go home. Obinna frowned. Home? He let out a bitter laugh. You have no home to return. This is your home. Adora's breath hitched. What do you mean? Obinna stepped closer. Look around you, Adora. How long do you think you've been here? Her brows furrowed in confusion. I don't know. A few hours? Obinna sighed. No, you have been in my world for a whole year. Adora gasped. That's a lie. She shook her head. No, I just left my village yesterday. My parents must be looking for me. Obinna's glowing eyes darkened. They have moved on, Adora. They think you are dead. Adora's knees buckled, and she collapsed onto the damp forest floor. No, 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 she whispered. It couldn't be true. How could a whole year have passed? She had only followed Obinna into the forest last night. Obinna knelt beside her, his voice soft now. You crossed the world of the living and entered the land of the spirits. Time does not move the same way here. Adora shook her head, covering her ears. No, stop talking. I don't want to hear it. She tried to run, but her legs felt heavy. The spirit's whispers grew louder, mocking her. She was too proud. She thought she was better than everyone. Now she will never leave. Tears streamed down Adora's face. She had spent her whole life rejecting suitors, believing no man was good enough for her. But in the end, she had married someone who was not even human. Please, she sobbed, turning to Obinna. Let me go. Obinna's eyes softened. I cannot. Adora grabbed his arms desperately. Please, I will do anything. Just let me go back to my family. Obinna hesitated. For the first time, there was sadness in his ghostly eyes. There is only one way for you to leave, he said slowly. Adora's heart leaped with hope. Tell me, I will do anything. Obinna turned away. You must escape before the full moon disappears from the sky. If you fail, you will be trapped here forever. Adora's breath hitched. She looked up and saw the full moon shining brightly above them. But clouds were slowly creeping in, threatening to swallow it. She didn't have much time. Without wasting a second, she turned and ran. Adora ran as fast as her legs could carry her. The spirits shrieked behind her, their ghostly voices echoing through the trees. The dark forest twisted and turned, making it impossible to know which way led home. She could barely see the moon through the thick branches above, but she knew she was running out of time. Her heart pounded in her chest. Her feet stumbled over roots and stones, but she forced herself to keep moving. Tears burned her eyes. No, this is not how my life is supposed to end. She saw a clearing ahead, bathed in the last silver light of the full moon. Hope surged through her veins. She pushed harder, running towards it with every last bit of strength in her body. Just as she reached the edge of the forest, she felt something cold grab her ankle. A scream ripped from her throat as she fell to the ground. A ghostly hand tightened around her leg, pulling her back. She kicked and thrashed, trying to break free. No, let me go. The spirits swayed around her, their hollow faces railing. The moon is leaving the sky, they whispered. Panic surged through Adora. She clawed at the ground, struggling to pull herself forward. Then she saw it, a small white pebble on the ground. Her grandmother had once told her that white stones carried the blessings of the ancestors. Without thinking, she grabbed the pebble and threw it at the spirit holding her. The moment it made contact, the spirit let out a piercing scream and vanished into thin air. Adora scrambled to her feet and lunged forward. Just as the last silver of the moonlight disappeared behind the clouds, everything went black. When Adora opened her eyes, she was lying on the ground outside her family's hut. The bright morning sun stung her eyes. Her body ached all over. She gasped and sat up, looking around in confusion. The familiar sounds of the village filled her ears. Women pounding yam, children laughing, goats bleating. It was real. She was home. But something felt wrong. As she stood up and stepped forward, villagers turned to look at her. Some gasped, others whispered among themselves. She has returned. She was gone for a year. Adora's heart clenched. It wasn't a dream. She ran to her family's hut, tears streaming down her face. Mama, Papa. Her mother rushed first, dropping the basket of yam she was carrying. Adora, her voice shook. Then her father appeared, his face filled with shock. Adora collapsed at their feet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Her mother knelt beside her, holding her face. Where have you been, my child? We thought you were dead. Sobs racked Adora's body as she clung to her parents. I was foolish. I thought I was better than everyone. I married a man who was not even alive. I should have listened. I should have married one of the village men. Her father's face darkened. What have you done, Adora? She cried harder. I was proud, Papa, and my pride led me to ruin. Her mother hugged her tightly, rocking her like a child. You are home now. That's all that matters. But Adora knew she would never be the same. Her once radiant beauty had faded. Her spirit felt broken. She no longer laughed the way she used to, and she never again turned her nose up at any man. She never married. She never sang while pounding yam again. And every full moon, she walked to the river's edge, dropped a single white flower into the water, and whispered a name only she could hear, Obinna. Because no matter how much she regretted her choices, a part of her would always belong to the ghost she once called her husband.